Recorded live in Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. Legends Fest 2002. The night that left the whole world talking. Enjoy this premiere video from USA Championship Wrestling.
You know, a lot of people go through life and they think about things they should have done, things that were left unsaid, affairs that were in a tangled mess. One of the things that has been left undone in our industry is Jerry the King Lawler and the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, in public, if you will. Opportunity knocked on my door. Opportunity knocked on Lawler's door in his fancy crown. Every Monday night, going out throughout the world, being the king, if you will. The king does not make a dream. Dreams do come true. 1 week from tonight, Nashville Fairground Sports Arena, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, continues his legendary tour against, yes, that business left undone, that business left untalked about, that business of Jerry the King Lawler having no place to run and no place to hide, facing reality, dodging for so many years the American dream. Oh, catch me a little bit older, yes. Maybe a little bit slower, but it all still works. When it's all over, I'm gonna party down at Tootsie's. I'm inviting Garth Brooks, Elvis Presley, whoever the hell lives in Nashville now. Because it's gonna be one of them nights to remember, something that people thought they wouldn't be able to see. I'm gonna fix your feet where you can't walk, jack your jaw where you can't talk. And Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, funky like a monkey in Nashville. 1 week from tonight, destiny knocks on your door. Lawler, don't bring any of your Monday night stuff with you, you know what I mean? Because I'll put it where the sun don't shine.
You know, I'd like to tell all the wrestling fans in Nashville, Tennessee, a little bit about the history between the King and the Great American Dream, because there is a lot of history there. And you know, it seems like there's a lot of historical matches taking place lately. I mean, there's icon going against icon all over the place. I mean, Hulk Hogan against The Rock. Hulk Hogan coming back after all of these years and winning the WWE Championship. And now we got another chance to make history. We got another chance to see icon against icon, if that's what you like to refer to yourself as, American Dream. See, I don't really put myself in the icon category. I'm just the king. And suffice to say, that's been good enough for me for a number of years. But as I said, we do go back a ways. Right now, I'm in my upstairs office in my home in Memphis, Tennessee, and I want to bring your attention to this little poster that's been on my wall for years and years and years. It says right here, the Great American Bashers. Back in the mid-'80s, there was this big tour going around the country called the Great American Bash. It featured guys like Terry Taylor, the Road Warriors, Magnum TA, Handsome Jimmy Valiant, the Rock and Roll Express, the Fabulous Ones, Superstar Bill Dundee, Tommy Rich, Austin Idol, Ric Flair, the King, and there he is right there. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Yeah, Dream. Now, I understand that you like to talk about, well, your version of the facts. You like to say that throughout my career and your career, the King avoided the American Dream. That I was somehow, for some reason, afraid or always found it convenient not to be in the same ring with you. And I think you even said that when the Great American Bash came along, you and I wound up as partners, but never opponents. Well, you know, part of that is true. I have never wrestled. The King has never been in the ring against the American Dream. Yeah, we were partners one time at the Great American Bash. But the other part about me being afraid of you, or the other part about me avoiding you, that's where I think the facts get a little fuzzy. Now, if you want to talk about facts, Dusty, we can talk about facts. I mean, the fact of the matter is, you know, Memphis, Nashville, you know, we were all part of a territory. And Dusty, you know what I'm talking about when I'm talking territories. You know, we were part of a territory that Nick Goldust and Roy Welch, blazed the trails, and then Jerry Jarrett came along, and I came along, and we had a very, very successful company. We had big stars. I mean, we started some careers here. We started some teams like the Fabulous Ones, the Rock and Roll Express. We started and had some big names going here, as is witnessed by this little poster right here. But then you know what happened? You remember what happened, Dream? Do you remember the truth? All of a sudden, the big WCW, boy, they wanted to take over the world. They were on cable, they were on Turner, they were on WTBS. So the American Dream and Nature Boy Ric Flair, you guys were going to go all over the country. And you were going to stomp out little territories like Memphis and Nashville. And oh, you were going to be real slick about it. You were going to first go in and you were going to be partners with the guys. You were going to get your talent all well known and well established by being partners with guys like me and Bill Dundee and Tommy Rich, who are from Tennessee. And then your plan was to come back in and promote big, huge shows without us. Do you remember that, Dusty? I remember it. I remember when you and all your crew were at the Liberty Bowl there in Memphis, Tennessee, the big 65,000 seat stadium, and you guys were waiting for all the Memphis fans to come pouring in. But was the King booked on your show? No. Superstar Dundee, Tommy Rich, the Fabulous Ones, the Rock and Roll Express? Oh no. It was Slick Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, American Dream, and all the WCW talent. And you were going to stomp us right out of business. But it didn't work that way, did it? Because you see, I'm going to tell you people, I'm going to let you in on a little inside secret that hadn't been known for years, but Dusty knows it. Because it's stuck in his craw for a long, long time. When they came to Memphis with their big show, and their high ticket prices at the Liberty Bowl, well, the King, the Superstar, Tommy Rich, Rock and Roll Express, we all went right next door to Chick Stadium, big baseball stadium. You know what we did? We put on free wrestling. We gave our matches away to make sure that Dusty Rhodes and WCW didn't get a foothold in our city. And brother, let me tell you, Dusty, you know how mad that made you, didn't you? You know how hot you were. You had to grab the microphone in the Liberty Bowl, and you had to run my name through the mud as best you could for what few fans were there for you. And you guys took a big bath, and you didn't come back to Memphis anymore. And that, Dusty, is why you and I haven't wrestled. But now, all of the history is coming together. All of this is coming to a head. Next week, next Saturday night, in Nashville, Tennessee, the icon, the American Dream, is going to finally get a chance to settle a score. Something that's been eating at him for years and years, since the mid-'80s, ladies and gentlemen. Dusty Rhodes has wanted to get a piece of the King. Well, next week, Dusty, your dream comes true. But I promise you this, I've been wanting a piece of the dream just as long as you've been wanting me. I've been wanting to get my hands on you and settle the score just as bad as you've been wanting me. And it's going to finally happen. Next Saturday night, Nashville, Tennessee, right out there at the fairgrounds where I have been many, many times. And Dust, it's going to be your first appearance there. The first time the American Dream steps into the Fairgrounds Arena in Nashville, Tennessee. And it's going to be against the King. A long-awaited match. And it's going to finally happen. You dreamed about it. You dreamed about it, Dusty. The American Dream. Well, I promise you this, and I'm promising all of Nashville. The King, next Saturday night, is going to make your dream turn into a nightmare.
Two of the biggest stars in the history of wrestling collide Saturday night, June 1st, only at the Tennessee State Fairgrounds. Promoters said the match couldn't be signed. Never before have they even been in the same ring. Jerry the King Lawler against the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. One night only, Nashville, Tennessee, Saturday, June 1st at the Fairgrounds. You'll also see Brian Christopher take on Buff Bagwell. 10 big matches only at the Fairgrounds. Lawler against Rhodes, June 1st.
You've had an opportunity to listen to my verbiage. You've had an opportunity probably to go ahead, as we talked last week about June the 1st, as we talked about what's going to happen when this unsaid, unwritten, undodgeable, that's a roadism, event occurs tonight. Nashville, Tennessee. The Fairgrounds Sports Arena. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, Jerry Lawler, for the first time in the history of Lawler's makeup. You know, they say dream wherever you go. There's a lot of people that say, well, we love the American dream no matter what he says. Well, let me tell you something about Tennessee. Tennessee is not one of my favorite places. Although Jerry the King Lawler made his career there regionally, as I went on and captured the stars. And then somebody said, well, he can do some announcing. Let's put him nationwide. As I went on and captured the stars. Before it was fashionable, Lawler, to stand in Madison Square Garden with the yellow barricades out front and the police on horseback saying, it's sold out. The dream was there with superstar Billy Graham. You was not. You was in Memphis, Tennessee, claiming to be the king. You was in Memphis, Tennessee, dodging the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And when I did come to Memphis, it was always, hey, Dream, why don't me and you team up? And then one day he said, well, now he's older. I can probably whip his ass now. Yeah, that could happen. You know what I'm saying, Jack? Tonight, opportunity for that to happen will shine on you. But don't make a mistake. The bionic elbow still works. Tennessee not being one of my favorite places. I expect to hear maybe one or two boos. You know what I'm saying? That's all right. That would just drive me into whipping your ass tonight at the Sports Arena, Nashville, Tennessee.
Joni, this is it. Tonight is the night. It's all coming together. People are talking about it all over Nashville. They're saying icon versus icon. I prefer to call it, you know, icon against the king. I mean, it's me and Dusty Rhodes.
Exactly. It's Dusty Rhodes, Big Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah?
Jerry, he has that, you know, the elbow thing.
Oh, the bionic elbow.
Yes, Dusty Rhodes.
I realize it's Dusty Rhodes. What, I mean, so what? Dusty Rhodes,
but
bionic elbow. Yeah, he beat Slick Ric Flair a lot of times.
Yes, see, celebrities. Jerry, he has the best interviews in the business, hands down.
Joni, give me a break. I mean, it's like
charisma. He's Dusty.
You're obviously a big Dust fan. American Dream. Yeah, he can talk. He can talk. I mean, he can talk with the best of them. He may be the best. But you know what, Joni? You don't win matches with your mouth. Sure, you talk the people into the arena. And that's what Dusty Rhodes has done for years. He was great at it, none better. I mean, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, the Plumber's Son, all of that garbage. He spouts it out, and the people come to see him, and then what does he do?
Win?
Oh, he has won. But he will not win. Not tonight. Not in Nashville. Not in Tennessee. Not in my town. The American Dream will not win. I promise.
You promise me.
Oh, I'm going to do more than promise you. I tell you what, this has been brewing for so long. You know, I told everybody last week about our history. And Dusty Rhodes, he's got a little bit of confusion going on in that fat head of his about what the real facts are. True, Dust. You're a big name. You're a legend. You're an icon. I'll give you that. And everybody in Nashville will admit that's the truth. But what is not the truth is what you're saying the reason this match has come about. You're saying that for years the king has avoided you, the king has run from you, and you know in your heart, Dusty, that might as well be your rear end talking, because your brain knows better. I'm going to tell you something. The truth is going to come out tonight. They're going to see in Nashville that ain't nobody scared of Dusty Rhodes, especially not the king. And the truth of the matter is, the only reason, Dusty, that you want this match is because years ago, back in the mid-'80s, during the Great American Bash, you came to Memphis, Tennessee, you came to my hometown, and you tried to put the king out of business. You know you did. You went to the big Liberty Bowl Stadium with all your WCW, Ted Turner, WTBS superstars, and you were going to put 50,000 people into that stadium. But on the very same night, the King, Bill Dundee, Tommy Rich, the Rock and Roll Express, the Fabulous Ones, we went right next door to the baseball stadium and we put on free wrestling. And we had to turn people away. We had so many fans that they couldn't all get into that stadium. And you had a handful of die-hard American Dream fans, and you took a bath. You had to go home to Ted Turner and say, you know what, the king outsmarted us. And that stuck in your craw for all these years. And that's why this match is taking place tonight, isn't it, Dusty Rhodes? That's the truth. That's why the Dream wants some of the king. Well, brother, you got it. You got me tonight right here in Nashville, Tennessee, out at the Fairgrounds Arena. And I want all of Nashville to witness this. Because believe me, the word is going to go out, not just all over Nashville, not just all over Tennessee, not just all over the United States, but all over the world. The Dream and the king get it on tonight. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to finish this just like I finished it last week. I'm going to finish you tonight, American Dream. And I'm going to finish this by saying your dream of getting the king is going to become a nightmare tonight.
This one, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes and Jerry the King Lawler.
Well, I'll tell you, Scott, this is the match they came to see here tonight. A near-record crowd in Nashville to see the American Dream face the King for what I believe is the first time ever in either of these two men's careers they have ever faced each other in a single match. And when you think of the incredible competition that both these men have faced over the last 25 years in this sport, two of the leading individuals, two of the leading competitors in every federation over the last 2 decades, they have never met one-on-one, face-to-face in the ring.
And talk about your titles. Dusty Rhodes, many-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Jerry the King Lawler, many-time USWA World Heavyweight Champion.
And go along with AWA World Heavyweight Champion, the CWA World Heavyweight Championship.
Thank you very much.
I could go back and I can recite Lawler's record like a book because I've been foiled in many times by Jerry the King Lawler. He has foiled many men that I've managed. Dusty Rhodes, same situation. I've been across the ring from both of these men, and all I can say, Scott, you never know what to expect.
That's a great way to put it. The only thing consistent about these men is their inconsistency. They never give you the same look twice.
Dusty Rhodes will pull a rabbit out of his hat. Dusty Rhodes has taken a beating and a pounding over his incredible career. He's got more injuries and places than most people have places. And Jerry the King Lawler has defeated some of the top names in the business as well, taking a lot of punishment, but he knows how to come back. Both these guys are going to do their dead level best not to tarnish their reputations here tonight, and Lawler has the home field advantage.
And talk about reputations. How about the fact that both men, the patriarchs of 2 great wrestling families, Jerry the King Lawler and his son Brian Christopher, Dusty Rhodes and his son, do we call him Goldust or we call him Dustin Rhodes?
Well, the fruit of his loins,
if you will,
kind of fell a little farther from the tree than most, but Dustin, now Goldust, still has the American Dream's blood running through his veins. But the men who started it all, Dusty Rhodes, Jerry the King Lawler, one-on-one here in Nashville. I came to see this match.
Me too.
I'm not going to kid you.
I'd have paid good money to see this one. And oh, Jerry Lawler with the right hand.
Well, fortunately, instead, the promoter's paying you good money, and I don't know why.
Well, I got a wife and kid, you know.
That's not my fault.
Well, that's not what the court said.
Mandatory sterilization will work wonders.
I live in Georgia.
Rhodes took that right hand from Lawler. That may be the first time in his career that he's felt it. Now he knows what all the talk is about.
With two men of this caliber in the ring, you might actually not notice at ringside the beautiful Miss Joni. I don't see how you could miss her, accompanying the King, Jerry Lawler, to the ring. And she has been known to get physically involved in these contests for her man as well.
Well, but the list of guys in this industry that both these men have defeated in their careers, from Hulk Hogan to Ric Flair to Randy Savage, you can go down the list. Between the two of them, Jack Briscoe, someone just said in the crowd, between the two of them, they've gone through the entire list. And I cannot believe that we're seeing history made tonight in the first time they've ever met each other.
That's hard to believe. Two men, and I don't think they are ashamed to say, that are approaching 30 years in this great sport, have never once tied up in single competition until this very night in Nashville, Tennessee, and a right hand from Dusty Rhodes.
And now Lawler's finding out what all the talk is about on that big right hand of Dusty Rhodes's. Thing looks like a small canned ham.
And Jerry Lawler back into the corner. Dusty Rhodes, of course, showing appropriate respect for the King. A man who was almost mayor of Memphis, Tennessee.
Except for the other 11 candidates.
Well, that's almost. That's closer than I got.
Yeah, you know, the only thing that kept Lawler out of college was high school.
Well, that's happened to a lot of us.
Wait a minute now, Dusty's a ring general, so is Lawler. It's so impossible to pick between the two of these guys. They're playing mind games now. They're trying to psych each other out. And now Rhodes going to the referee, trying to rattle Lawler that way. Lawler trying to hold his ground.
Now a power tie-up. Into an armbar, wrist lock by Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, and Jerry the King Lawler, and Dusty Rhodes has still got it. Look at the pain on the face of the King.
And now that bionic elbow may be uncorked. A little shake, rattle, and roll, and that elbow right to the shoulder point of Jerry Lawler.
And Jerry Lawler, that left shoulder, I don't have to tell you how much pain that's in. Just look at the machinations of the King. He's trying to get everything back in alignment up there after that elbow from the American Dream.
Did you see Dusty Rhodes making eyes at Miss Joni at ringside? That's risky business for the Dream.
I'm seeing everybody in Nashville making eyes at Miss Joni, especially in that getup.
Oh! Dusty goes down at the hands of Jerry the King Lawler. I feel like Howard Cosell, Scott. Down goes Dusty. Down goes Dusty.
He got some free dental work from the King that time, Howard. And Dusty gonna regroup.
But see, now Rhodes is in control because now he's dictating the pace. And as smart as he is, that's what he wants to do. He's gonna try to rattle Lawler, make Lawler anxious, try to get Lawler to step in and make a mistake by rushing. And that's exactly what the King does not want to do.
Dusty Rhodes still at ringside, shaking loose the cobwebs, getting dangerously close to Miss Joni over there.
Well, oh, wait a minute.
Well, she's getting dangerously close to him. She's getting in his face.
I think she's making eyes at Dusty.
I don't think so.
You know, the American Dream was quite a ladies' man in his day.
Really?
But I understand Miss Joni, when Dusty was coming in, Miss Joni said, "Hey, cowboy, where's your horse?" Dusty said, "It's between my legs and you're too ugly to ride it."
Oh, come on. That line didn't work on Baby Doll in 1987.
I liked it then.
Oh, and Dusty opening up on Lawler. Shoots him in. Big back body drop.
Oh, Lawler up, over, and down, high elevation with the backdrop. And now Dusty Rhodes closing in on the King. Good Lord. We are seeing a clash of the titans here. The importance of both these men in the industry of professional wrestling cannot be underestimated. And now there's partisans among both sides of the crowd. Some for Dusty, most for Lawler.
Well, we are in Jerry Lawler's backyard, the volunteer state of Tennessee, and Dusty Rhodes, God love him, might be considered an interloper here in Nashville.
An interloper? It's not interloper season, it's deer season.
Interloper season. Oh, wait a minute, Dusty opening up one more time, Lawler into the ropes. Oh, whoa. He caught the Dream that time. That
down goes Dusty again.
That right hand of the King has dropped every big-name performer in this great sport, and Dusty Rhodes just the latest. Oh, look at Lawler. He's ready. He's ready to go.
Lawler, he's not waiting in after him, though. He's waiting for Dusty to get up. he doesn't want to close in on Rhodes. Rhodes may be playing possum. Lawler's smart enough to realize that. He knows what he's dealing with and how smart a man he's got in the ring with him.
Dusty Rhodes claiming to referee Rudy Smith that Jerry the King Lawler used a closed fist. I think he did.
Well, yeah, I have no argument with that. Did Lawler deny it?
I didn't see it. Two titans of this great sport. When they write the history of wrestling, these two men will be in the preface. Make no mistake about it, we wouldn't be here without them.
I think the only attendance records that Dusty didn't set were the ones that Lawler did.
Oh, and the elbow. Into that left shoulder one more time. The elbow that the Dream claimed Miss Joni said she used to watch when she was a little girl.
And now, wait a minute, he's got Lawler backed over those ropes and the elbow again.
Lawler backed into the corner.
Oh, two master manipulators here, and now Rhodes choking Lawler. The King with his oxygen cut off. Lawler trying to fight out from underneath, but Rhodes has got him smothered in the corner and hiding the choke from the referee with his own body.
That takes a lot. Now Jerry Lawler finally back to his feet. And Dusty stalking his man. Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, backs Lawler into the corner. Dusty Rhodes with a knife-edge chop right across the chest of the King. And there's that elbow into the crown of the cranium of Jerry the King Lawler. And the Dream has staggered the King.
Dusty Rhodes, of course, also a great tag team wrestler. Remember the teams, the Texas Outlaws with Dick Murdoch, the Superpowers with Nikita Koloff, America's team with Magnum TA.
How about the James Boys?
I'd rather forget that one.
Full scoop and a slam in the center of the ring.
Oh, wait a minute. Dusty just noticed Miss Joni. Thought he was going to ask her for her phone number.
She is distracting. Oh, look at this, the Dream. This is a new version of Dusty Rhodes.
Well, Rhodes knew that he wasn't going to be able to come in here and play by the rules and get a break with the hometown officiating, the hometown fans, right in Jerry Lawler's backyard. He knew he was going to have to bend some rules. That's nothing new for the American Dream. It's just that in normal circumstances, the fans are behind him. In this case, the partisans are mostly for the King Lawler.
That's a great read. I agree with you. Jerry the King Lawler. Wait a minute. Now there's a definite Dusty chant developing here against a Lawler chant from the other side of the building. We may have something breaking down here in the entire Fairgrounds Arena.
Well, from the looks of it, if it does break loose, I'm betting on the Dusty side.
And Dusty Rhodes, left hands across that left shoulder. Oh, and now right into the throat of Jerry the King Lawler. This definitely is a different American Dream than we've seen.
Well, Dusty Rhodes, I think, thinks that the winner takes the spoils, and the spoils in this case would be Joni, and I think he'd like to spoil Joni.
I think all of us would. I think all of us could. Oh, look at this.
Referee Rudy Kazuti trying to force, trying to force the Dream back. Lawler is on his, now he's on his feet.
Barely.
Oh!
Cuts him off, one to the gut.
Dusty looks like he's ready for the bunkhouse stampede. Oh my God, there was Lawler.
What a right hand shot from the American Dream. Sent Lawler up and over all the way to the floor.
Boy, he went ass over tea kettle on that one, and now Dusty, who looks like he's ready to compete in the bunkhouse stampede, if you will. My God, he's got cowboy boots on and those blue jeans, and he might even have spurs in his pockets.
The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
He's got a toolbox.
That's the toolbox the ring crew uses to put this ring up before the show.
Dusty Rhodes has got the toolbox.
Oh!
He just ran Lawler's head into it in public even.
It was into the corner of that toolbox. Good God, now he's getting an Allen wrench. What's he doing?
Now wait a minute, he's got, what is that? Is that a rope or a tie or a cable? Something like that.
Some type of cable wrapped around the throat of Jerry the King Lawler, and Dusty Rhodes using any means necessary to control Jerry the King Lawler here in Nashville, Tennessee.
Well, now he's got the King on a leash, more or less. And Dusty Rhodes.
You can see it in Dusty's eyes.
Well, this has been brewing. This has been boiling. There's been bad feelings from afar between Rhodes and Lawler for years.
Well, there's some good feelings right now between the Dream and Miss Joni, looks like.
I wonder if Dusty wants to show Joni the flip-flop and fly.
I bet he does.
Yeah, he does. Oh, yeah.
Hang on. Children, please avert your eyes. Do not try this at home.
Dusty, I think he's going to get a phone number here.
I think he's going to get a number. I think that number is going to be one wrap right across the throat.
Lawler's got that cable that Dusty was choking him with. And now Lawler returning a favor.
Man, he is choking the life out of Dusty. Dusty came too close to putting his hands on his woman. You don't put your hands on the King's woman.
Well, now Lawler looked like he thought better of that. He took the cable. Oh, wait a minute. He took the cable off Dusty's neck. So
oh, my God.
He threw that toolbox at him and missed. Thank God.
It didn't miss by inches. Dusty, oh!
The tray, the metal tray in the box. Now Dusty Rhodes has used that. It's coming to play on the spine of the King.
Oh, this isn't turning into that classic battle of icons that we thought it would. This is just a regular old wrestling war. But this is what we should have expected all along.
Well, what do you expect when you get the American Dream and the King in the same place at the same time and they're ticked at each other? You're going to have a fight.
For the first time. There's the elbow again. Into the cranium.
And now Rhodes, again the bionic elbow. Got to wonder how much more Lawler can take, Scott.
Not much. He's wobbling. Ooh! He hasn't got his sea legs at all.
Well, that's a good thing because he's on land.
Jerry the King Lawler being manhandled by the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Ooh!
Oh, wait a minute, double fist down across each trapezius muscle. But wait a minute, look at Lawler.
He's kinging up. Jerry the King Lawler has had enough of the American Dream. Jerry Lawler's ready. Down comes the strap.
And my God, for the first time that I've ever seen, Dusty Rhodes is backing and begging, and here comes Lawler closing in with the right.
Oh, and the King, and Dusty into the eyes. Dusty rolled through, feet on the ropes. The referee saw it.
Boy, it was close. The referee, Dusty thinks he won.
No, the referee, Rudy Smith. Good job by the official. Dusty Rhodes using the ropes for leverage against the King, and the referee didn't. Wait a minute. Lawler, roll up. He's on the ropes. There's a three.
Oh, come on. A referee error has caused the finish of the Battle of the Ages to be despoiled.
Good for the goose, good for the gander. Dusty Rhodes tried to use the ropes for leverage. He got cut off. Jerry the King Lawler, in a word or a couple, got away with it. And Jerry the King Lawler, with the beautiful Miss Joni, wins this Battle of Icons in Nashville.